Hey, get ready to vibe with us on It Is What It Is JA, partnered with Instinct Media Productions. I am your host, Blair Milan, and this episode is sponsored by IrieBeanz Coffee, Pure Water, and Karmen's Kollection. And today I have with me Delano Thomas, DJ 3D, engineer and music producer.
Yeah, check.
And we have my good friend Steffi, long time I know you know, yes. Stephanie Lyew, who is a media and PR professional. So today we'll be discussing how to navigate dating someone in the public eye. You guys are pretty much, you know, celebrities in their own right. Yes. You've been doing media and PR forever. Steph, as long as I've known you, I've even done photo shoots with you. So, you know, it's a long time you're doing this thing. We're doing this thing a long time. And Delano, you've been a DJ for how long now?
Since I was 12.
Oh, wow, look at that. And chip not far from block, right? So, following in daddy's footsteps. How has it been, you know, for you guys? And, you know, how do you find, you know, your relationship, like people literally in your business, like what's going on with you guys? How do you know, manage the privacy part of it?
For a while it's been difficult because she was my manager at one point.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So we're always out together. Mm-hmm. So people know a lot. But I mean, because for me, it's easy. I keep a lot of my personal life private. Right. It's easy for me to do that because they only know what they see.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
So they know I'm a DJ, so them see that aspect of it. They know we're together. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they think they know everything, but
they don't know everything.
They don't know everything.
I think he would say that, well, you know, I do behind the scenes, and I prefer behind the scenes. A lot of persons also know me, and when he and I started talking, he was probably not used to that part of it. There's Steffi. Oh my gosh, and you know, and that was a challenge at first. Mm-hmm. In terms of him being in the public eye, it has its ups, it has its downs. But I was never the type to say, okay, I'm going to talk to someone who is popular. Right. And but it's from a long time. I don't want no DJ. No DJ. I did PR for DJs. I hung out with DJs, and whenever did I go for nobody playlist. So
right?
Yeah.
I love that one. I like fun about playlist.
Yes. But every now and again, you get that one or two females that may come in and want to try a thing. Mm-hmm. And then you have, of course, we listen to our parents as well. Our parents would be like, okay, you guys are known persons, so you have to act a certain way, do a certain way. But personally, we just do us and
you just do you.
Just take it by.
Yeah.
Freestyle.
Sorry?
We freestyle.
You freestyle? How would you advise somebody then, somebody coming up like you, like somebody looks at you as a mentor then, because as I say, you've been doing this for so long, and I would consider you like a guru. Somebody who's like you then, that same thing, dating, and they're like, yeah, I would have never date a DJ, but for some reason spark fly, and they're like, yeah man, whatever. Would you advise against it? I mean, even though, yes, you might be in a situation now, but you can, advise to say, boy, I don't think you should go there, unless your head really up on your shoulders and be like, yeah.
You're going to make the DJ that comfortable.
So I look at you.
Girl, I said it too. You want me to, I will help you. I've always said, and I got lots of DJ friends. We have lots of friends in common. I have lots of DJ friends, and I've always said, I would never date a DJ. Never. No singer, no nothing.
No artist.
None of them, no nothing. I've always said that. Like, nothing against sitting love what you guys put out there. But I'm just saying, I mean, I grew up in the music industry. My father is a musician, so I understand how it works. I've worked in entertainment. So, not saying that everybody's like that.
Same, yeah.
But at the same time, there's so many things that can just be there that's in your face. So even though you might not think about it, but it's in your face, so you just say, I might as well.
Persons have come and asked me, oh, you do that? You say you're not talking to a DJ? Or, I have one or two persons say, you know, should I try? This DJ is talking to me. But I'm used to him being this party person, always in the space, girls being there dancing on him, whether it be an event or whatever it may be. And yeah, of course, the first thing I say is,
don't do it.
Don't. Run.
Run.
Yeah, turn the other way, please. You have to get to know the person too.
Yeah.
And always, you know, follow your feelings.
I agree. Yeah.
From the very beginning, we had lots of chemistry, which I guess he will speak on as well. I saw him and I was like, okay, he's cool. He's 2 years younger than me too, so I was just like, okay.
I didn't know that. You cougar girl. All right then.
So I was just like, oh no, I can be your friend. We can be friends. I have lots of friends. And I'll introduce you to my DJ friends. You guys can roll. We'll all be friends.
Right.
But I got to know him. And I had to get to know him, honestly.
Because you were his manager first, so I mean,
right.
Getting to know your client is important. But you got to know him on a personal level as well.
Yes.
Right.
We had chemistry, and I said, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. And also, I think at the time, I was more interested in actually managing his career.
Right.
I wanted persons to get to know him.
Right.
And I remember it was I wasn't living out here at the time.
How was that then? Like, you know, because you were maybe more long distance then. So
yeah, it was.
What was
long
that
distance
like?
for what? 2 years. It was long distance for like 2 years.
2 years.
We just talk a lot. I don't think it. I mean, leaving Jamaica, it was always a movie scene at the airport. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Tell me about it.
she used to walk all the way up to the.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I think I still do that though.
Oh,
You just dropped me off and leave.
That's not true. Don't do that.
You were living overseas, and the fact that, okay, you are a DJ, so that in itself is a trust factor. And the fact that you were overseas, and to me, I always think that, you know, being in a long distance relationship is also a trust factor. How did you manage that? Like, on both ends, because you don't know what she's doing, she don't know what you're doing. And, you know, as you said, as Steph said, she's a very public person. Like, so as much as she's behind the scenes, everybody knows Steph.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't. I mean, for the missing each other, that was the hardest part.
Right.
But we communicated a lot. We had Skype. We fell asleep on Skype together a lot.
Guys, come on.
Skype.
Sure. I love
Skype.
this. I know. That's what. Listen, we're show up with age, you know, still.
Yeah. Kind of felt it a while ago.
Right.
MySpace, looking on
Oh,
pages
yeah.
and
Facebook and them.
Yo, MySpace mash up enough relationship, you know.
Mash up.
Enough.
Huh?
Remember, you could see what people would write on your like your storyboards and all of that. Yeah.
But man never used to pay attention to it. We used to just design a page and, you know.
Okay. Well, we would pay attention. We would pay
most
attention.
definitely.
You were comfortable then, like with him being away, and you know, you guys didn't have any like, you know, you never once think, yeah, he might do something. I don't know, they'll have to be honest.
Yeah, there were times. There were times when I could not get through to him.
And you're like, what you do?
And then, you know, you start looking, you start wondering, okay, I'm used to him being home at this time. What's happening? He didn't tell me that he didn't have any party, no booking, no family engagement. So yeah, I had to kind of pull myself back several times. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was definitely hard. Definitely hard.
Yeah, for me
But
too,
somebody else needs to be honest too.
Yeah, well,
Was it hard?
Was it hard?
Was it hard?
Did you also think she was...
I mean, she was around a lot of DJs.
Right.
And
so you're wondering...
Yeah, but then after a while, meeting them, I realized how the relationship was, and everybody was just cool and friendly. But yeah, at
and you
first...
have to trust your partner.
Yeah. But at first, yeah, it was a little, you know, because then you have also
with anything.
I have friends out here that would be like, yo, they're road with a DJ, you know, that don't look right and everything. So I mean, yeah. But after getting to know her friends and the people, because most of the DJs were her friends,
right?
Them treat her like one of the
homies.
The homies, them.
Yeah, you mentioned that people would come to you and say to you, yo, she out with son, look right, and whatever. Would you ever like communicate that to her and say to her, yo, somebody tell me da da da, like, you know, whatever. What was her reaction to that? Would she like be defensive? Would she be like, yo, but why are you even listening to other people?
It wasn't defensive at first. It was her trying to reassure me that, you know,
that you guys are good, like she's not doing anything.
But then when you press it, it becomes defensive.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I mean, with
to,
any, you have to become, especially if you know you're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're gonna be
and
like,
people are like,
so you
oh,
don't
which
trust
is why
me?
I said, you know, people, you being in the public eye, you know, and people coming into a situation, because no matter what you do, no matter how private you think your situation is, people are always going to come and intervene and say, yo, you know, all if you're not really public and somebody see you out, they're going to be like, yo, I wonder if she with this person, like, what's happening?
The first thing I'd even ask her is like, which DJ that come to you, or
Yeah.
I'd probably say, oh,
Who?
yeah, I was out. I was at orientation or something, and I know the different DJs that were there. So was it that DJ?
Right.
Was it that one? Yeah. Was it this one? Say, listen to that one because him same one I come and ask me.
Yeah,
for
she
number.
said that.
I was about to ask you,
No.
is it that these persons who are saying it to you are people who were probably trying to check her, try broke your foot?
Yeah, isn't it?
That
was the case.
They try broke your foot, Delano. Wow,
Yes.
Stephanie, hey, hot candy, you know. So was it the case for you then that were females coming up to you and saying stuff to you about Delano?
When he was overseas?
Or anywhere,
Well,
like if he was overseas or if he was here.
I
like,
didn't know much persons
over there.
you know, over there. And
Right.
You know, it's a big space. He was in Florida.
Right.
I couldn't say I knew anybody that would call me from there and be like,
Yeah,
hey, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I had, when he moved out here or when he came back, I had like 1 and 2 persons be like, we'll keep an eye on him for you. You know, that kind of way. Maybe 1 and 2 females that were interested in him as well, but never came out to be like, or try to, you know,
be disrespectful. But they would like him.
But they would like him.
No, them one there.
So 15 years, I'd say that, yeah, you had persons that would follow my page on Instagram, want to check me out to see who I am. Yeah, those are the things.
All too well. Why do you gotta do that?
I don't know.
Why you gotta do all of that?
And yes, you have 1 or 2 of them to that, you know, see if I can talk to her in the public space and feel her out or whatever it is. But it was never serious to the point where I had to go back to him and be like,
yo, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Now, after being together for 15 years, guys, that's awesome. How do you navigate through communication and trust now? I mean, you know, you spoke about what you did back then and, you know, coming to this point, but how are you still able to do that now, 15 years later? You don't know?
I'm not gonna lie, it's 15 years, and we've had our ups and we've had our downs.
Right.
The same thing that I said I would not want to be in a relationship with a DJ. It has happened to me, right? He's not afraid to share that as well.
Yeah.
You get distracted. I've experienced, you know, that mistrust that, you know, I'm saying, okay,
how do we move on?
Yeah, how we move on. And I trust him, but there are things that will come up. There are situations that will make me question. And even though I'm there slapping myself and going, you have no reason to question, right? You passed that already. Little things are triggers for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not perfect. And I can't say that I've moved on from a lot of things.
But you're working on those triggers.
But I'm working on those triggers.
Okay.
Like,
which is good.
Literally have to go back sometimes and clear chats, clear certain conversations. Sometimes a photo pop up in your memory and you're like, this happened at that time. So
yeah,
it really,
and
it
you're
really
only human.
Yeah.
You're only human. So even if, you know, you get past something and you apologize and you're like, yeah, we're good now and everything, you know, there's always going to be something, because you can be healed from it, you know, but you still, there's just a little thing that just sting you about the situation that you just cannot. So I completely get that. You can't get over it. So I understand that completely. So what's it been like for you though, Delano? Like, you know, your communication and trust.
My biggest thing is that a lot of stuff used to fly by me. So as it relates to triggers.
Right.
Because if time pass, I forget.
And you're
I
just
might
like,
forget.
yeah, you're good now.
Yeah. So I guess kind of reading, well, communication, constant reassurance, showing her that you can trust me now.
Right.
And just having those hard conversations about how she feel about certain things. Because, you know, I'm a DJ, so
Right.
I might be in the same space with
Other
people.
and females.
Yeah. So
Groupies.
so my thing is now, I ask her how she feel about certain things before
Right.
I just get up and accept certain things.
Right.
And she's not going to hold me back, so she's going to say yes. So I'd offer, do you want to come?
Right. Do you want to come?
You know? So invite your friends or whatever the case is. My thing is just to try and make it easier on her.
Right.
And that has been working. And try to pay attention to the triggers.
Right. That's good. A man is saying he's paying attention to the triggers, guys. The mistakes that, you know, had played out in your relationship where, you know, you felt like Delano did something that, you know, made you not able to fully trust him the way you did before. How did you navigate through that? Is it something that happened in the public eye, or the public eye was like, had knowledge of this? And, you know, how did it push you to forgive him faster then, because you didn't really want people to know that, you know, you guys were having problems?
All right. So again, as a DJ, for me, I would say to him, yeah, man, it's fine. Go out, engage with everybody.
Right.
If persons message you, answer them. You're going to have those persons that genuinely would have seen you in the space, like how you play, like how you look. Don't ignore them, because these persons, you don't know what role they're going to play in your life. You don't know what role they're going to play in your career. As a DJ, you have to be that people person.
Right.
And Delano isn't really much of a talker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, somebody message you, message them back, whatever it is. And that might have been my mistake, because I can't control where those conversations go. I think at one point, you know, as being a mother of two, and we're just navigating the parenting and so forth, the careers kind of got pushed back. There were delays. There are certain things that we used to do, like go out a lot. I couldn't go with him. One of us had to be home. And I think I got lost into just being mother and wife of the home, and at the same time mothering him. Right. And that affects somebody. That can affect a man's ego as well. Right. So him going out in the public space, seeing various persons that may have checked for him or whatever, those persons get closer, and I was not keeping checks. Right. I was saying, okay, it's whatever. I'm in my bubble, and I'm wife, so nothing should be able to break that. And if persons knew in the public eye, I'd say yes on my part. Because there is like one situation where he was going out more. It was someone else who would have posted a lot, so a known person. And if you are around in your DJ circles, your DJ friends going to see certain things and be like, yeah, they may not say anything. Right. But and at the same time, some of them will be like, yo, you have to do it. Yeah. There are those DJs, there's those male friends that would be like,
negative influence.
No ring on the finger yet.
Do your thing.
Drink water and mind your business.
Drink water and mind your business.
There are those persons that are around you that you have to interact with because of your career, and they do push and push and push and be like, yeah, you have to do this, you know. Steph is not here. She's not out like she used to be. This girl will help you get into this circle, whatever it may be. So for me, I would say that yes, people knew.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't anybody coming to me. I wouldn't go out and anybody
say anything
to me. But then when I found out, I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I'm not going out ever again.
Right.
Because I think that is disrespectful.
Yeah. And you don't want to look stupid.
And I felt stupid. Like, okay, I don't go out. It's not that I don't support you. I just feel like the support needs to be more home focused.
Right.
You know, more building on the future. You know, after a while, when you're in a relationship, the woman feels like certain things, you know, have to go in a certain direction. Right. You're too old for this.
Right.
And you get distracted.
Yeah.
You get distracted otherwise. Yeah. So
it's to find your way back to
finding the way
real
back.
Purpose.
So what, you know, what made us work.
Right.
Yeah, because we completely lost track of that as well.
Yeah.
That for me.
Okay. So in terms of, I love that you brought up the support in careers. So like for both of you, I mean, you said that you kind of pushed back your career a bit, or, you know, things were pushed back a bit. Was it that you were then not as supportive of each other's careers? Like, did you get to a point where you're like, do you still want to be with him? Because, you know, this is his career choice. He's a DJ. Like, have you ever like had a discussion where you say, you know, is there something else you could do that, you know, I don't know. Just wondering if it has ever come to that, or you've always supported him and obviously believed in what he's doing because, you know, he's been doing it forever. As Steph being, you know, in PR and media, and you know she knows a lot of people, did you ever say, boy, can you do something else? Because you know too much people know you, whatever. Or you've always supported each other's, you know, careers and career goals and where you want to take your career to?
I mean, up to last week, I was like, I can't do this anymore. But no, I would never tell Delano to change his career.
Okay.
The only thing I would have said I advised him on is to have a fallback. There are other things that you do.
Right.
Because he is a computer technician as well.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it's a lot. You can't be. I don't think DJing alone can help someone throughout, you know, achieve certain goals.
Yeah.
And especially in this entertainment climate, the competitiveness.
Right.
The same person that you probably have to share that console with is the same person telling the promoter.
Yeah, don't book him, whatever. Yeah, I know. I definitely know how you go.
It's not that I don't support him. It's just that I don't want him to have to be hurt in that situation where, because of the politics and all of that, his talent is not seen.
Right.
So I continue to support him as a DJ. It's very difficult.
Right.
I would say that more recently I've started to go back out with him because he does really thrive off of that, having his partner there.
I can imagine. Yeah, that's a big deal.
And I know that
anybody not even just as a DJ, but anybody in that craft, you know, that you know you have to be out there in public eye, showing your art to people because it's your art, right? So anybody like that would want, you know, their partner there supporting them and being like, yeah, that's my babe. You know?
Yeah, and I do. You know, I know the music, so I'll be there, and I think I would say that he likes when I'm there, and I can say, babe, you know, you're going in that direction.
Suggestion.
Yeah, try this. So
I love that.
He likes
that.
Yeah.
So, you know,
nice.
This is my third.
Flagman.
Flagman.
I love it. For you then, because Steph says she's always supported, you know, your career, and you know, and I agree with you that, but a lot of the DJs too, they have other jobs, so they'll do that on the side because they know it is competitive and it's hard, you know. But I know that most DJs do it for the love of it, and I think that's why it's so difficult to say, boy, I want to do something else when you really, it's something you love.
In the pandemic, when he wasn't out, I saw the depression.
Yeah,
there was no, if he didn't have the console at home practicing.
So you never did like anything online? Because you know a lot of DJs were doing that.
Yeah.
I did. Oh, you mean the live stuff?
Yeah, like live DJs.
I did like one or two.
Okay, but you weren't really. You just wanted to be in front of people.
I wanted to see the people.
Yeah, I wanted to see the people. I get it. So how do you feel about I know Steph said she's over it now, but how do you feel about Steph's career? Like, you know,
Oh yeah,
what she's been doing?
100%. Yeah, I push her into it all the time.
Yeah.
Even when she's on her down days or whatever. If she's trying to get a contact for an artist that she doesn't have or
Right.
anybody in entertainment, I always try to make
To
sure
make that connection for.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very supportive.
Oh, I love
I
that.
must say that.
What has it been like for you guys to, you know, differentiate from your regular selves, private selves, to your public self?
Oh, me first. Alright. I don't think I have a separation or a different character or whatever. I am the same in every room.
Okay.
That's for me.
The separation, I don't think there's much of a separation for us in terms of PR stuff, media stuff.
Right.
But there are ways that your composure is different, of course.
Right.
I don't let my children know, you know, anything that may happen in the public space. That's one thing. And I don't go out in the public and speak of anything that's happened private. I mean, this is the most public
Conversation
that I'm having right now. I mean, I've been tempted 1 or 2 times to go on social media.
Yeah.
And I don't advise anybody else to do that either. You have to just snap back and be like, this is not you. This is the public pulling out that side of you that you definitely
don't want.
It's not necessary. We see where artists who date each other, or even artists that date persons that aren't in the public eye. They make songs about the person. People link it back and say, "Oh, are you that?" You know, like I don't recommend.
Yeah.
I don't recommend persons do that. I think what is your public self remains public,
right,
and remains what needs to remain private remains private. But in terms of separating it, there's no need to, because I wouldn't say that we're like an artist who say have a different stage name. Everybody in the public know me as you know,
something else apart from Stephanie. Yeah.
And then I have to go home and be like, I'm Stephanie Lyew, I'm mother of this house.
Right.
And I work with so and so. No, right. We don't struggle with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But anybody that has a different personality outside and has to behave a certain way in public, then I would say yes. You have to learn to separate.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because there are a lot of artists and DJs who, yes, them have them name and then them have them stage name. So they basically are separating the two.
True.
You know, so which is why I asked the question, but which you did make a good point that, you know, you are still Stephanie and you are still Delano. But not everybody knows that Delano is your dad. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Most person knows.
Most people know that. Okay, so what's that been like? Like, do you find that also has contributed to people like, you know, trying to get at you because, you know, father big DJ, you know?
I mean, in my younger days, yeah.
But not now, like, because everybody know now, so it's like, okay. What's your opinion of people in the public space, like dating, as you said, somebody dating someone that either they're not in the public space, like how can they navigate through that if they decide that this is the person I want to be with, or both persons are in the public eye? Like, how do they, you know, navigate through that? Because they're both going to be having to deal with the same issues, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good. It's probably going to be more compounded, you know, with all the issues and all the trust issues.
Yes, definitely put those boundaries out there. Draw the boundary lines with that person. You definitely know that person is in the public eye. You draw those boundary lines.
Yeah.
That's the beginning.
Right.
As you go along, if it is that you have a family, you within yourself should know too. Okay, I'm a mom, I'm a dad. No, we are going to show persons. Yes, we are parents. We are in a relationship. because there's no reason to hide that.
Hide that.
So I wouldn't recommend to anybody, you need to behave differently. As I said in the beginning, I said to him, yes, go ahead, engage these persons in conversations,
Right.
because you need to have that little following, and you need to make them know that you're available, even though you're not available.
Yeah, but you know when to shut it down?
Know when to shut it down.
Yeah.
Definitely know when to shut it down. If it is that you feel that your career, you need to have that certain image, you have those PR stunts that happen all the time.
Yeah. Regular
Yeah,
team
man.
that people think that is like real. It's like, no, we planned it.
Yes.
I don't think you need that though.
But people do it,
Yeah.
and then sometimes when your career is like at a standstill, then and you don't, you feel like you need a little excitement and buzz. There are people who would plan stuff and they just say, just do that now, or say you're with this person and you're not really with the person, but you just want a little excitement.
Yeah.
People do that.
Some Hollywood American stuff.
Yeah. But they do it here. Let's be
Yeah.
real. You know that there are artists out there doing that.
I'd say reassurance is important as well. You have to reassure your partner. You have to reassure your children. You have to reassure your families as well. That not because you see me out there with my friends dancing and enjoying ourselves, having a good time, that I don't have respect for my situation, my partner. That's something that persons have to understand. If it is that you met me this way as well, and don't try to change the person, because you would have fallen in love with that person, but you just need to understand there are some boundaries.
Right. So I get that, and that yes, you shouldn't try to change the person. I believe in that wholeheartedly, and yes, that's how you met me. However, I feel like once you get into a relationship, you're stepping into a whole different space now.
Right.
So there are certain things that you should know, that I'm no longer going to do these things.
Right.
Yes, you met me this way, but I'm no longer going to do these things, because it's, as you said, it's showing boundaries and showing respect for your partner. Because, you were single, you were living your best life, whatever. So I'm not expecting then that I'm getting into a relationship with somebody, and then I get it, you're a DJ, you have to do your thing, you're up on a stage, okay, girl might come dance on you, blah blah blah, but I'm not expecting you to go to your way now for go.
Right.
Problems that.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So we're not doing that.
Yes.
Right. So there's things that you need to. You get me? Like, I think there's a give and take, because and I think also you have to understand the person's career. I think that's it. I think that's a main thing. Just like even people who are actors. You go on, you're acting a role, and you have to kiss. And you have to do a love scene and whatever. Me don't know how them do it, because I can't do that.
Really?
Me can't do that. I couldn't be with an actor. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure.
I
wouldn't just shut it down like that.
I couldn't.
Don't shut it down like that.
I know
you're going to watch. You're going
It's
to
a
watch
little
the
too passionate.
movie.
No, it's a little too passionate. I know it's acting, and then when them really good at acting,
But let me ask you: if your actor boyfriend came to you with the script and said, "It's $1 million movie, this now, $1 million US movie,
Okay.
or whatever I'm getting, right?"
Bye.
And you come with the script, and I say, "Okay, I have to kiss this person in this scene. How are you feeling about it, babe?" And
see, Olive is
you
on
discuss it.
JLO, or I don't even know. Like, no,
No, Blair.
no.
Could you date an actress?
I don't think I could date an
agree
actor.
there.
I don't think I could date an actor. I couldn't. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't.
Know. I don't know.
I
I don't want to shut it down, honestly.
Okay.
I know
So
I probably
get.
I probably get passionate, like when the movie's out now and I see it, and
But
I'm
that's the thing,
like,
you're gonna be excited, like, but I mean, just thinking.
and I'm like, that kiss look real though, like too real, like.
Yeah, but
and then you see the person pop up on an iMessage, hey, no, you don't act the movie, you're offset.
But this happens to a lot of actors, though. That is how them end up in relationships or broke up or whatever, because it's the acting did look too good.
Shut it down. You said you have to shut down certain things.
But not everybody shuts it down, and you can't control what somebody else is doing. You can only control yourself and your actions and how you're gonna react to that situation. So I would rather just not put myself in that
Okay.
situation. I would just, I'm not saying, okay, I'm not going to say, all right, if an actor come and try and date me or whatever, I would like be like, nah, I hate you, whatever. if it is that, you know, there's chemistry and we talk and we see where things go, maybe. But, you know, I also think it's an energy thing as well. Because you can tell, and especially if you know how the person move, because let's be real, everybody have a reputation, whether good, bad, indifferent. You might have a little, him full of girl, or she full of, or whatever it is. So you know, you already have a preconceived notion before you meet the person, or meaning officially meet the person, like the person officially now coming to you and saying, I want to date you or whatever. So I think that also helps. Yeah. So you can decide whether or not, this might just be for a fun time and not for like, you know, for real.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on you. Once again, so let me not say, all right, let me take it back. I'm not going to say I would never. I'm just saying I don't know how comfortable I would be.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like,
so you have to be comfortable.
You have to be comfortable, and it don't make sense. You try to pretend to be comfortable, and because in your comfort, that's you supporting the person's career.
Yeah.
So if you can't be comfortable with what they're doing, you're not supporting their career really. So it's the same thing. I've always said I would never date a DJ or I'd never date an artist. But I, once again, as I said, if I've spoken to the person and you know whatever, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna knock it because once again, it's somebody's personality. It's how you know you and them interact. It's the chemistry. It's all of that. But at the same time, you also know when to cut. When to dip.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just think it just depends on, right? Depends on the people.
Yeah, getting to know them and feeling them out and see if there's something there.
So would you recommend somebody dating a DJ?
Yeah.
Of course.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Yo, DJs are fun. We're nerds. So, I mean, you might look at it and think that
it's
as
as
a
simple.
cool
I don't
guy,
think it's as simple as...
not even as simple, but as in, like, most people think DJs are like, what do you call it? Like in teenage shows, you have the jocks or whatever. They think that DJs are like, we're nerds. We're like some weird stuff. You know, we might like, we love technology and movies and you know.
Yeah.
And you mentioned those teenage shows and so forth, but what happens when the nerds get the little attention from the one girl and then get hype?
Right.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. So they get little,
the nerds.
From the popular girl, you get the one little attention and then you're like...
Yeah, and you know, you just have to know how to maneuver that. It get to your head. All right, your head might swell, and I guess that's where the mistakes happen.
Yeah.
And then you realize that's not what that you want.
Okay. For some.
Well, I guess for
some people are still are gonna, you know, as you say, people are gonna always be on their high. You know, especially depending on your personality.
Yeah.
You know, there are some
maturity
people, and maturity in the business. You're gonna, you know, be on a certain, like,
Yeah.
So
I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it. Yeah.
We've all seen it. You know, I mean, you just feel like, you're up on the level, So
it's a superstar.
Yeah, superstar. So you want to talk to them kind of girl, the girl them with the BBL and so. But them video vixens.
You get tricked.
But I mean, as I said, I won't knock it. I would never tell nobody don't do it. But to each their own. You know, I'm a little bit more careful. I tread lighter, especially as I said, if you know the career, you know the industry, you've been familiar with the people and all of that. I think once you have that, you think differently. Yeah. You know, so you view people differently. And you know, I love DJs. I have enough DJ friends, and I respect your craft because for you guys to command a crowd. And even as an artist, to command the stage and get people to, you know, and be enjoying the music and engaging in it, that's a big thing. So, kudos. However, on the relationship side of things, I mean, you know, I think it's tricky in the public eye.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah.
Not just for DJs, artists, but just being people in general in the public eye. Not just actors, even just, you know, people who are seen as even influencers then.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who is seen as a public figure, somebody is like, yeah, yeah, what people followers, once people see you, people recognize you. It's hard to keep your business on the low or, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing about like navigating and how you watch other persons, you're in a public space and you're going to be engaging with people. I've met quite an amount of persons, you know, through media, and they're cool persons, and they're persons who I want to continue those conversations with, those persons that will still check on me, and I would check in with them.
Right.
But the next step is also you start having conversations with persons, and you have to constantly engage and engage and engage. But then I think for me, I have this thing where it's like, okay, if I'm actually going into a step where, oh, this person will start hanging out with them now because I met that person, that person is cool, or you come to me and say she's cool or whatever, I would have to introduce you to that person as well.
Right.
You establish those things as well.
Yeah.
I'm a no new friends kind of person. So if you're gonna come and say, oh, no man, that girl, I'm a friend, and I'm like, but when I met you, you never had that friend. Right. All our friends know each other. I know your friends. I don't have to hang out with your friends. Right. But you've established that who are your friends, who are your colleagues, who are the persons that you know and you deal with now and then, and people you meet along the way. But then someone pops up and you go out together and feel like, okay, she or he must come and hug you up and sit down and engage, and you're like, no, that's not it for me. No, that is a red flag for me. Yeah. So anybody that's out there in the public eye, whether it is both of you are in the public or you've established that relationship, this is where we are. You let that person know, I'm in a relationship, and that can't go no further. I know we have good conversations, and maybe who knows, maybe in another life would have been great, but unless you're interested to meet my other half and it's not gonna work. Right. That can't work.
What are your thoughts on, you know, we have these social media sites like Pink Wall and them something there where celebrities then end up on this wall, you know, wherever them business, whatever. How do you think people, you know, react to that? Meaning themselves finding out that them business is out there on this social media platform.
We've never been victims of that.
Thank you, Jesus.
Right, but
you know people. Well, we all know people who have been victims of that.
Yeah.
And what have they ever like said like what's it? You know how they feel? Like does it make them? You know.
I mean, I don't know what to say, but I don't know what to say.
You don't know?
No.
Well, okay. First and foremost, I think those things are coming from years upon years.
Yeah.
Gossip websites.
Yes. But it's just more prevalent now.
The gossip magazines, those are things that can kill a relationship, especially if you and your partner are not secure within each other, and the trust as well. Then it gets tricky. I personally follow some of these, you know, sites or pages on social media. Right. And I sit there and I laugh, and sometimes I feel like, don't laugh, because if it was you wouldn't like it. Yeah. I don't appreciate when gossip websites, wherever they get the information from, sometimes it's really just a troublemaker send stuff to those sites, and it can ruin something that is good, even if that person has trust, because someone seeing that, okay, say for example, the male seeing that and saying to himself, all right, why them had to post me and this girl out? Right. And probably the couple or the man that's in a relationship would have already discussed that with his partner. Okay. Right. You know, like, babe, I'm going to be honest with you. I went out
And
And
but then it comes
I
out
saw
of it.
Blair, and
Yes.
we sat down, we had a drink, conversation was good, we had a dance, whatever it may be. But then the person gets a little snap from somebody who sat at another table, and them say, "Ooh, I go on in a John shop," you know, and they post it. Like, they're not investigators.
Right.
They are, what do you call those? Instigators. You're instigating something because you want to see those persons either not happy, either, you know, want to break them up. You have persons who go that far. And there are people who just play in bad mind. Right?
And make trouble.
Yeah.
So
and
it's,
even go as far as creating fake profiles.
And creating those profiles.
To trap you in a situation.
Yeah.
Exactly. The posting of those chats too. Like, I always wonder how some people get your WhatsApp and screenshot and put in. I always wonder, are those real? Is it something like artwork they do?
Like, I've heard both sides. I've heard that yes, they've gotten access to the chats, and then also I've heard people have doctored the chats because it's easy for apps to do it.
That's traumatizing.
So it is.
You hurt not only the couple, you hurt their family.
Right.
And I don't know, I guess for my career, I had to keep track of some of those gossips, because I had to create articles, entertainment. You get little comments out of the artists, especially, and some artists really push them stuff over to our tropics or whatever first before them do legacy media.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I had to follow
experience in that.
Right.
She has done damage control and all sorts of stuff.
You have artists that do it themselves.
Right. Just say, yo.
You know,
I
make my little fan or my team.
Right.
We make a profile and send this over and push
Right.
to, and I don't know, it really can hurt your children, especially if your children don't even have to be on social media. But parent could be on social media, and you and that parent sit down with their partner or sit down with their friend and say, you know that Delano, daddy and mommy in problems, and you know, and it just your children hear, and they go back and say, mommy say you were on tropics, or you have to. I think people have to know their limits and know where it's just going too far.
Yeah.
When it comes on to those things, for sure.
I agree. But how did you feel like, you know, seeing these things, like some of the some of the really like scandalous stuff when you saw them, like, you know, did you like, because I know you said some of them you laughed and you're like, oh God, you shouldn't laugh. But did you ever like feel really bad for these people, like when you saw some of them? I felt bad for quite a few persons. And then people can be so harsh. The comments are even worse than the original post. Exactly.
Right? So the post comes out and then people start telling other stories.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, I saw him there. I saw her there. Like, but babe, I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say, yo, don't ever make us have to feel that way, or don't make anything that we have ever had go
before
out.
it hit.
Yeah, please let me know.
Let me know before it hit public, so at least I don't look stupid. So if somebody come to me and say, yo, whatever, I can be like,
I think that would ruin me. Yeah. There are 1 and 2 times where I've been like, and I compare. Like, but you're in that same space, or you're at that same event, and I will compare, and I'll be like, no, this is not you guys. Don't do that too. So if you're in the public space and you're watching other persons in the public space and you have your relationship, don't compare the two on a relationship. Right. That can also cause problems.
What if you weren't public then, meaning nobody knew, you were like dating in secret and doing a little dates, you know, offline, offsite, whatever. Would you recommend to, you know, anybody, as I said, anybody in the public eye, to keep it, I guess, quiet for the first, I don't know, like for the first couple of months then, or a year before you decide, okay, let's go public and say this is our relationship? Okay,
so the persons you're saying, they're not in the public eye.
No, they're in the public eye.
But they are dating
dating privately. Like, you know, would you, they're dating privately.
I think whenever persons are in the public eye and they start dating, it's always, in their intention to keep it private, and it normally naturally
just comes out.
Yeah, just comes out. I don't think it's a case where they started dating and making it public instantly.
No, I get you, but
Yeah,
you know
but
there are people.
How
who,
long?
Yeah, because you
How
know there are
long?
people who you know you're in the public eye, so like whatever. Okay, so say me, I'm a host, right? And I'm dating somebody who's a celebrity, whatever. And but we know that we're both known, so we're saying we're gonna keep it private for now, meaning like we're not even gonna go out and eat. That's what I'm saying. So you're literally intentionally, because you know the minute you step outside,
they're gonna know.
Somebody's gonna have a comment.
Somebody's gonna know. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, would you recommend people starting it that way, or you just say, listen, just do your thing and just try to communicate and keep that trust within each other? Because sometimes if you don't build up that trust before, the minute you go to the public and anybody say anything, it's a problem. Even in a regular relationship, it's a problem. So just imagine people in the public eye that just gonna suck up everything that people are saying.
From a male's perspective, though, I don't really care what people in the public eye have to say or what people have to say.
Right.
So trying to keep it private in the beginning, I don't think is anything that a man normally think about.
Okay.
Just to be honest.
Okay.
I have to disagree, babe. Like, if they're in the public eye, I don't think there's a timeline you can put on that in terms of if you're dating privately. I don't have a problem. If, say I wasn't in a relationship, I'm a nobody, and a big star comes and he says, well, we have to keep this going private,
right.
I am going to want to investigate.
To find out
What
why.
is-
What you're
why?
hiding.
What you're hiding, because I don't know you that well.
Right.
But how long do you want to keep us private? I would have to, if the man brings that conversation to me, I would definitely ask him why. What are your reasons?
Yeah. Okay.
You know, there are different levels to persons in the public eye. You have those that have to keep their relationships private.
Yeah.
There are those that keep the relationship private to protect their other half, or the person that they're dating. Especially when you think about it, Hollywood, and people see somebody else on a date, and now they post up paparazzi at them door or whatever it is. There are different levels. So in terms of how long, I couldn't say. But I'm not against someone saying, okay, let's keep it private.
Just for a while.
But if it is that when you reach that point now, you're moving into, you're getting more serious.
Right.
And
why are you still hiding me then?
Those
are the questions that come up. Yeah, why?
Why would you need to hide me?
Right.
You're talking about raising a family together or moving in together.
Right.
Those next steps that you take as a couple. Then at that point, if you're having those conversations with me, you have to reassure me in the public space that we can go have dinner. There's no issue there.
Right.
You're dating privately, and then a question comes up from a media professional, and you say, "Are you dating anyone right now?"
What are you gonna say? No.
I prefer to say, "I'm dating."
Okay.
The person
then say no.
Then say completely no, as. Yeah, you have a right to date.
That's true.
You're not saying that you're
not
dating or you're
That's
stuck
true.
to who or whatever.
That's
but
true.
If you're going to deny outright that you're or say I'm not
looking.
dating and I'm looking, because sometimes that's the answer that comes, especially if certain conversations are being had, like you're my one and only. I want you moving. I want you this. I want you to have my child. Those things, you're going to say, okay, so when, especially on the female side, I don't think, I'm not sure if there's a man that would feel a way to say, okay, this girl is hiding me.
Right. And then
I can't speak for the males.
I feel like there are men that probably have felt that way, that the girl don't want to be like saying, yeah, this is my man, you know, or whatever.
Don't be like it, look away.
Right.
But
and then,
so I can't truly support you and your career and be the girlfriend if I can't be in certain spaces with you. I don't think that you should push too much either to say I want to be, because after the the gentleman or the woman may end up saying, this person just want to be out with me in the
Yeah.
public space too.
Or they just want the hype.
They
then.
also feeling you
Yeah,
out
like,
to
yeah.
say, can you manage the
Right.
hype? Can you manage
Can
that
you
public
manage it?
attention? Because
Exactly.
it's going to, and you need to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Once we're out.
Right. Can you manage the scrutiny? Can you manage the
that scrutiny?
posts? Can you manage the
Because
social media things coming at
there
you?
are persons out there that are going to be like, hey, I know him to be a player, or I know
Mm-hmm.
her to be, you know, into certain types of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see those comments coming in and people passing their remarks, you know, you're either going to feel like a fool or people going to actually say you're a fool.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't listen to the little talking in the background.
Right.
But that, what matters is what your partner says to you and how they respond to you. So hiding me and then going out in public, so for example for PR purposes and going, no, I'm single and that's the image I have to show. Is your partner on board with that? You know, because things do happen. And
Yeah, I mean, I've known persons who has had to go out and say that they're single. You know, that
Like they were told by their PR team to
Yeah.
say, hey, I'm single.
I'm
But
single.
what's the purpose of that?
I guess unless the person's image was that they're a ladies' man, you know, maybe.
So is it like you think it's more like a selling point, like
Yeah,
for
definitely.
people to go, hey, yeah, you know, girl, because maybe women are more, or I guess more female fans would be happier to know that you're single and them can try.
Yeah.
I think.
And them say, wherever the ladies are, you know, what I mean, the man them will come to.
Right.
So I guess
Yeah, because
as
when
say,
you go out, it's man spend the money, right? So at the end of the day,
and ladies make the party look good.
exactly. So that's the marketing strategy behind it, right?
yeah, but then how you say you know persons, so
I mean,
how did that work
affect
out
their-
for
it
them?
definitely negatively affected their relationship,
Right.
and family. So that's why to touch on what you had said earlier on this similar topic. That's why I don't feel like it's necessary for you know to sell that ladies man thing anymore.
Right.
That there's other ways now in social media you can showcase your talent easier.
And at the end of the day too, that it don't matter if you're in a relationship or not, and people are gonna look.
Yeah.
Yeah, man or woman, them are gonna look. So you selling this point that I'm single means nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
There are
Absolutely
persons that are
nothing.
attracted to married people.
Exactly. That's probably more a selling point. Like, so you should just be honest and say, yeah, I have my wife or I have my woman. Yeah, I have my peoples. You know, for broadcast them name or whatever. But you have your person, or I have my man, or I have my husband, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm taken. You understand? You should be proud to say that.
Facts.
I mean, as I say, you don't have to broadcast who it is, but just be proud to say it. But you know, anyway, guys, this was a really good discussion. Thanks for coming and just sharing, you know, your perspectives and even your very own experiences on how to navigate through, you know, the public eye, being two public people and being here 15 years later. Congrats.
Thank you.
And keep going. 15 years more? 50 more?
15
or 100 more?
100 more.
100 more. Love it. Love
Till
it.
what is it?
100
Till death
more.
do you part?
Yes. Till death. Hear that, guys? Till death do us part. Remember, I said that. Okay? Again. Anyway. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Let the viewers know where they can find you on social media. You want to go first, Delano?
Yeah, it's DJ3D_Renaissance on all platforms.
And it's Steffi_the Cats Lyew. That's Cats Lyew, Lyew.
The Cats Lyew, I want to hear that. Love it. And you guys know where to find me at Blair Milan, and it is what it is, JA on all platforms. See you soon.